Alright, so lesson number 1 is how to make a little fanny joint in this fashion. Might do 1 zipper, might do 2, but we'll see about that. It's pretty simple, you don't need that much. You probably need at least a yard of some fabric. I just use whatever. You use anything. And then you need some sort of strap. You could take it like directly off a different bag. That's what I started off doing. It's probably the easiest because it's cut the size. It usually has like the clips and the buckles and shit attached to it. I don't have any like extra buckles that would match this, so I'm gonna be taking this off of like one of these off this bag. I'm for sure gonna use this zipper, of course, because I need one and it matches, but this one might also be thrown in the mix, like on the back side. I haven't made a pattern for this yet, but I still have the piece that I based all the other bags off of, which is just some bag I found at Salvation Army, and just took it apart because it looked like what I needed. So I'm just like compare sizes for the zippers to get the right cut, and then really all you need is the front piece, this back piece. If you have a pocket on the back side, then you're gonna need a little like separation on the inside so it don't just go straight to the middle of the bag. And then there's a top and a bottom piece. And then optional would be another piece and another zip for a front pouch, but I usually just like either opt out or put some other type of pocket on there. But if you use this, then you're gonna need to have another thin piece to deepen it. Whether or not I use that depends on if I put the pouch on the front, which I've yet to do, so I might just go for that to show how easy all this is. So first things first, I'm gonna strip this so I can get the buckle off, and I made sure that these straps are like at least almost the same size, so it'll fit through and not be shaky or folded in here or nothing. For stripping and shit, you're gonna need either like an X-Acto knife or a seam ripper. You're just gonna have to like find the stitches. Let me see if I can focus. Nope, not enough light. Anyway, you just go in and like, this is how I do it at least. I don't know if this is the right way or not. I'm self-taught. You just slide under the little thread and pop it through. I usually go every other one. It tends to be good enough, but if you're really worried about keeping shit like however it is, then fuck it, go for every single one. Depending on like the manufacturer or just the quality of the bag, there might be like glue under some stitches. I think that might be the case here, so we'll see how this comes out. Not like I'm using this little piece or anything, but still. There's some fucking glue in there, so I'm about to just say fuck it. Hit it with the quick 1-2. Oh shit, it's strong as fuck. This shit thick. Deconstruction does not have to be neat, as long as you get what you need. Sometimes it's the easiest way, or sometimes it's the only way. Alright. So here's half of it. Since I know there's fucking glue in here, I'm just about to say fuck this one too. And hit it with the snip. Easy. Quick time saver. I really don't need this anymore. So, just a quick double check. This fits in pretty nicely on both ends. So this should be Gucci. Since I'm using jeans to make this, and also it has like shit on it that I'm gonna use, I'm gonna strip this of what I need from it first before I get to cutting shit. After you get all the good shit off, then take the pattern on the shit, probably the right side down, and try to trace as close as possible around the seam allowance. You might need to pin it in place so it don't like move around and shit, but I don't. Should be something like that. Whenever you have your pieces all traced out, when you cut it, try to go on the inside of the line to keep it more uniform. Here's the top, here's the bottom. You can see how much space it takes up. Didn't even need a full pant leg. If your template like frays and shit when you take it apart, then just fold it in half and copy both sides. So my brother just came and like dropped these off. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna add it to this. Got a little bit more deconstruction to do. So now that I have everything cut out and like plotted where I need it to be, I'm gonna put some lines for this zipper on where to make the small cuts to set this in the back of it. And then I'm gonna go through and attach everything where it needs to be. So here I marked the end of this side of the zip, and then this has like flaps and shit, but still just where the fold is for it. And then after we cut it, I'm gonna attach it this way so it can fold back over and be lined up with the zip. So here you can see how it's laying after we have it pinned. Oh fuck. It's just gonna be like that, and after you fold it over, these flaps are gonna have to be pulled up and over around the edge of it, close it up. So I'm gonna sew that down real quick. Normal threads always work for me, but since I'm working with denim right now, using this super thick shit, some upholstery thread. For shit like this, where it's like twice as thick, maybe 3 times as thick, and it's harder to fold, you're definitely gonna want an iron, but I'm a broke bitch with no iron, or no room for an iron, so I usually just zigzag stitch over shit like that to make sure it like presses all the way down. I decided to just tack it down first to at least get it down, and then what I do on the side, since not everybody cuts it like this, but since I do, I go back over and I put it down on these sides, and then I'm gonna bring it across and then definitely should have like filmed myself sewing this zipper on, because there's definitely a technique to it, but I'm assuming you already know how to do that shit. That could be another video. Got this down now, and if you feel like you messed up, just refer back to your template or whatever and compare them. Same shit. Now I got all the details and shit added on. We're gonna have to put it together, and you're gonna want the zip to go around the curved part of the top, so everything is round parts forward and the flat part to the back. So I'm gonna show you how to pin like a little curved piece like this. You wanna like line up the straight edges to the ends of the zip, and then just move it up and flip it so it's the right sides are facing each other. And then after you like pin the middle, you just curve it towards you, and it makes it way easier to fit. And then you pin it like so, and then that's really it. You just go until you get to the ends. I always find it easier to attach either the top or bottom to one of the faces and then put the back to the front, just because that's when you put in the straps and shit, and it's just way easier to maneuver the zip specifically. After you get the two halves pieced together, then you line them up with the wrong side out, and then when you pin it, you take the strap. You can either throw it there before you pin it together, or you can just only leave those nubs open until it's together and then throw it in last second. If you're using a new strap and you don't know how to lace it through the clips, then just mimic another one. This is what it looks like. Straps on the inside. I usually unzip it a little bit, which you probably should, so you can get into it whenever it's closed up. I totally just struggled to unzip this, but that's why you unzip it first. But just did one quick pass through it before I finalize anything. You turn it inside out and peep it. And right here is when you get to see like this needs to be further in or further out. Probably gonna put these a little bit in. Then if you missed any of the edge at all, since I don't measure my seam allowance, this shit happens. You should go back and fix it and finalize it. Went over again to close up that little hole and make it more secure. I'm gonna flip it back right way and then finish the straps. So after you pull this through, you might have to fit it back in to where you like it before you just stitch it closed. And the same goes for this side too. And if you wanna like make it neater, this is just fraying crazy because it's fucking denim, but you could take binding and put it around this. Or not binding, fucking bias tape, and put it around it and clean it up. Went through and put that down. And this is the final product.